Hello, welcome back and welcome, if you're a long time viewer, to this old familiar background. I used to film at this dining table like all the time, and then I realised that I don't think I like how this background comes across on camera, but where I usually film is where my partner has his desk and he's doing a course today. 9 AM start on a Saturday, that's gross. So I can't film in there, so I'm at my table, but that is fine because I have my laptop in front of me, so it actually makes it a lot easier for me to run through my makeup inventory with you guys today. So this is my Q3 makeup inventory check-in video. I'm going to run through all the categories, all the numbers, how we were looking at the start of the year and the other check-ins, and how we're looking in terms of my goals for all of the categories as well. And I also put up pictures or film of the makeup that I own as well for all of the categories, so you can see the exact individual items that I own. So I have recently put up a declutter video where I think I decluttered 14 items, so that's really helped in the numbers for my inventory. So we are looking pretty good, I will admit, but there are a few categories where I am over my goal. But let's get started. Let's go through the base products first. So we are starting off with primer. Now, I think I said this in my last inventory check-in as well, that I don't think I really agree with a lot of the goals for my inventory. I think I set some of these goals to allow me to have a little bit of flexibility, a little bit of room for creativity, and to have a few different types of products. But for a lot of my makeup items, makeup categories rather, I'm fine just having like one, maybe two products in, apart from lips. Lips is definitely a big category. So for example, primer, I have a goal of 3, but I'm not bothered about having like 3 primers. I think 1 is absolutely fine, and then once I've used that one up, I'll then buy another one, and that helps me not waste items as well. I don't have items just sat around waiting to be used. So primers, I do currently just have one. I have the Makeup Revolution Super Base Primer. I think it's the dupe for the Bobbi Brown Face Base. I had one at the start of the year, 2 in April, 1 in July, and 1 in October, so my numbers have been relatively stable. This one is nice. It's not as good as the Bobbi Brown Face Base though, but it is a fraction of the price. Next is foundation. I am over my goal. The goal is 4, and I had 4 in January and in April, but then I bought 2 base products, which I probably shouldn't have done. So I had 6 in July, and I've now still got 6, but I am working on panning 2 of these. They are in my project pan at the moment, and then at the next update video, I think I will need to add in another foundation as well, so that will be 3, and I'm hoping to have used up 2 out of those 3 by the end of the year, so I should hopefully be down to 4, be down to my goal by the end of this year. But it is a category that I very much need to work on, because I don't want to be owning foundations. I want to only be owning skin tints, and then maybe like 1 or 2 max. I definitely don't need 6 and don't really need 4. Next is concealer. I had 3 at the start of the year, 2 in April, 1 at the previous check-in, and I've still got 1. I have a goal of 3, but this is another category where just having 1 is fine with me, because it takes an absolute age to use up a concealer. And it is the Vive Modern Radiance Concealer. Lovely concealer, got that on today. Beautiful mousse formulation, really easy to blend. Colour corrector, got a goal of 1, don't need more than 1. I've had 1 throughout the whole year. Apart from now, I've got 2, but they are both by Bobbi Brown. 1 is the stick corrector and 1 is the pot corrector, but I couldn't remember which formula I preferred, so I bought the pot one because I'm very, very nearly out of the stick one, just so I've got both formulations, both versions at the same time, and I can compare them. So 1 on one eye, 1 on the other eye, and I do prefer the pot one. So once I've used up the stick one, I'll have the pot, and then I'll just stick with the pot because it's slightly creamier and gives a bit more coverage, a bit more pigmentation to help disguise my dark circles. Powder. Powder has gone down. I had a goal of 3, and I had 3 at the start of the year, 3 in April, and then at the last update I used up my Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Setting Powder, which I'd had for years, so I was really pleased to have used that one up. I was hoping to be down to 1 for today's video because I have got just the final little dregs of my Fenty Invisimatte blotting powder left. So I was really hoping to have used that one up this morning when I did my makeup, but no, there's still a little bit left, but I think that should only take me like another week maybe and it'll be done. So I do currently have 2, but at the next update and also at my next project pan update, I should just have 1, which is my Vive Modern Radiance powder. I think that is a pressed powder, but mine did shatter, so I have repressed it, so it is very delicate. Okay, bronzers. Have a goal of 2, and that allows me to have 1 cream and 1 powder. I had 2 at the start of the year, then I went up to 3. What happened there? Let me have a look. Oh, because I bought the Revolution cream bronzer. So yeah, I had 3 in April. July I went down to 2 because I used up my Fenty powder bronzer. And then after that, it's not reflected on my numbers, but after that I repressed 2 brown eyeshadows into a bronzer, but I decluttered that in my previous video, so I am still at 2, so I am at my goal, and I do have my goal of a powder and a cream. So I currently own the Revolution Ultra Cream Bronzer. Love that, beautiful product. And my powder one is the Vive Modern Bronzer, which is a duo. You get 1 lighter shade and 1 darker shade, but the darker shade is actually too dark for me, so I tend to just use the lighter shade. So I'm at my goal. Blushes next. Got a goal of 5, and I've been over that goal all year. Had 6 in January, 7 in April, 7 in July, and I'm now down to 6. I did declutter a couple of blushes that were lipsticks that I had like frankened in my previous video as well. So the blushes that I currently own, I have 3 in my project pan. I have Milani Luminoso, which I am going to be getting rid of at the end of the year because I'm kind of tired of that blusher, to be honest, and it is quite old. I'm saying it now, I'm gonna use up the Stila one that is a cream blusher, and to be honest I don't have much of that left anyway, so I think that one should be very easy to use up. And then I've got my Vive liquid blush, the Sunset Blush Balm in Pesca. Not sure when that one's gonna be used up. I don't have much of it left, judging by, you know, just squeezing the tube and seeing how much is left. But I can't really say whether that's going to be the end of the year or whether that's going to go into the first couple of months of next year. But by the end of this year, I should be down to 4, and then I'll use up that Vive one, and then that means I will have 2 powder Vive blushes and then a cream one from Rare Beauty. So hoping to halve this number in the near future, in the next like 4 to 6 months. Highlighter, we have stayed the same, had 3 at the start of the year and 1 at all the previous check-ins. And my goal is 1, and I've got a liquid, which is the Vive Skin Dew. I always get the Skin Dew and the Skin Nova mixed up, but it's the liquid highlighter that Vive do, which I think is the Skin Dew. That one is huge, though. I've got the like XL size tube. Lovely product. I do have some of that on today, but that's going to take me ages to use up. I keep saying I'm going to mix it into like body lotion, but I never do. Okay, contour. This is a new category. I had contour like a couple of years ago, and then I used up the contour product I had and then wasn't bothered about getting a new one until this year when I did a video about makeup for my face shape and my features, and I bought a contour product. It is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Contour Beauty Wand in the shade Fair Light. So that is my only contour product, and I'm not bothered about having another contour product until I've used this one up. Face palettes, had 1 throughout the rest of the year, got a goal of 1. It's the same one, which is the Vive Dimension Face Palette. Beautiful palette. And then I did have a category for face and eye palettes, but I did declutter the only 2 that I had, so this one just doesn't exist anymore. Let's move on to eyes. Okay, eyeshadow primer then. I've got a goal of 1, had 2 at the start of the year, but I've since used up my NYX eyeshadow base. That was in my project pan for absolutely months on end, and I now just have my MAC paint pot in Painterly, which is absolutely lovely. I've been really enjoying using that product recently. That was one that just kind of got left untouched on my dressing table, but now that it's the only eyeshadow primer I have, I've been using it every time I've worn makeup, and I really love it. I've got it on today. Well, you can't really see it because I've got eyeshadow on over the top, but it is lovely. So really pleased with that product. And it's quite a few years old and it still works absolutely fine. Glitter primer is another one that stayed the same. Had 1 throughout the whole year, got a goal of 1. It's the NYX eyeshadow base. Not a product I use that often, but when I do, it really does help with the longevity and just how much more pigmented like glitter or shimmery eyeshadow is. Okay, one that has changed. Eyeshadow singles. In my declutter video, I decluttered 5 eyeshadow singles, so I have a goal of 12. Started off the year just over this goal on 13, had 11 in April, 10 at the last check-in, but I'm now down to 4. So I had 5 declutters, but that 6th one was one that I threw away. It was a Laura Geller one that I had repressed. I'd taken it out of the packaging and it got a little bit damaged, so I did repress it. And then I went to use one of my eyeshadow singles a couple months ago, I think, and that one just looked really funky. The colour had completely changed. I'm not sure what had happened to it, but I threw that one away. I was like, no way am I putting that on my eyes. So I'm now down to 4, which is a much more manageable number, and I really like all 4 that I have. I've got 3 from MAC, which are in the shades Patina, which has been discontinued. Really annoyed about that because it's a gorgeous shade. Woodwinked, which I have on at the moment actually. All That Glitters, and then I've got the shade Madrigal from Lisa Eldridge, which is a shimmery green. Lovely colour. Duos have stayed the same. Goal of 1, had the same one all year. The NARS Isolde Duo, which I now have pans in both shades, which is great. Beautiful duo, great for this time of year and great for Christmas as well. Eyeshadow palettes next, had a goal of 7, but I'm now below that goal. Had 7 at the start of the year, and then at the next check-in, and then at the previous check-in, and this one I've got 5, but I might declutter or change what I'm doing with these palettes. So I have the Urban Decay Naked Heat, and there's only now 1 shade in that palette that I am interested in using. But I think when I get to the end of the year, I'm just going to declutter that entire palette. I did say I'm going to use up the 4 shades that I'm interested in that palette, and I've now just got 1 shade left. But it's a shimmery ivy shade. I've got quite a few of those shades already in other palettes. So I'm just going to keep using that one, and then until the end of the year, and then at the end of the year I'll declutter that palette. So that'll bring me down to 4. I want to keep my Vive Essentials palette and my ABH Modern Renaissance and Norvina Hybrid, but I'm not quite sure what I want to do with the Wet n Wild and the Revolution ones. There's only about 5 or 6 eyeshadows left in each of those palettes because I've just scraped out the shades I don't like, but I don't know what to do with the remaining shades, whether to just keep hold of them because they're nice, or whether I declutter them because they are duplicates. I do have similar shades in the rest of my collection, so I've not yet decided what I want to do. Hoping to make up my mind sometime soon. But anyway, I'm below my goal. Eyeshadow sticks. This is a category that no longer exists. Had a goal of 1, 3 at the start of the year, 2 at the previous 2 check-ins, and I'm now down to 0 because I decluttered both of them. They're both by Vive. They were in my project pan for months and months and months. I was using them a lot, using one as an eyeshadow primer and one as a cream bronzer, but the quality just wasn't as good anymore because they're out of date. And I was just getting to the point where I was like, you know what, I've used these for so long now, I think I'm done with these. I think I've had my use out of them. So I have decluttered them, so I now don't have any. Loose pigment, had a goal of 3, had 3 throughout the whole year. All 3 are by Peaches and Cream. I've opened 2 of them, and then the other one, to be honest, the other one I bought because there was a 3 for 2 offer when I bought them, so I was just like, right, what other shade can I get? So I have decluttered that one. It was unopened, so I did put that one into a charity bag, so hopefully somebody can get some use out of it. But the other 2 I really like. Don't wear them that often at all, but if I've got a special occasion, then I will put one of those on, and they're just stunning because they're such a bright, beautiful, like glam shimmery eye look, and they're so easy to use as well. I thought they would be really messy and really awkward, but they're not. So I do love those, even though I don't use them that often at all. Eyeliner pencils, these have changed. Had a goal of 3. Started off the year on 5, went down to 3 in April, 3 at the previous check-in, but I'm now down to 2. That reminds me, I didn't talk about that eyeliner in my declutter video. Okay, so the eyeliner that I am decluttering is by Kiko, and it's in the shade, is it in the shade 4? No, it's in the shade 10, which is a dark green. I bought it thinking that it would be a warm green, but I've used it a few times recently and it is quite a cool toned green. So that one I am going to be decluttering because when I've used it, it just makes my eyes look really heavy, really dark, really tired. Not the right colour for me, so I will be decluttering that one. So that means that I'm now down to 2. Another one by Kiko, which is in the shade 4, which is a warm brown. That was lovely. and then a nude one by Peaches and Cream, which I have put in my waterline today, but not sure if it's kind of coming through a lot. So yeah, just down to a nude and a brown, and that's kind of like all I feel like I need at the moment for eyeliners. Another category that no longer exists in my collection is liquid liner. I had a goal of 1 and I've had 1 throughout the whole year. It's been in my project pan for quite some time, and it's the Ico Cocoa Edit brown liquid liner. But I just don't like a liquid liner on me. I don't like a lot of liner on me. I don't have much visible lid space for it, so I feel like it really closes up my eyes, and I'm not that good at doing it as well, so it looks quite bad. And this was just another product that had been in my project pan for so long that I thought, you know what, I've had my use out of it. I've used it so many times, but I don't particularly like using it anymore. So I decluttered it. So I'm now down to 0, and I have no interest in buying a liquid liner for the foreseeable future, because it's just a really tricky product to use. It's definitely for people who are competent at makeup, who know what they're doing, and that is not me. But a new liner category is gel eyeliner, and when I was doing my video for makeup for my features, I discovered that I actually have almond shaped eyes. I always thought they were a little bit downturned, but apparently they are almond. And using a gel eyeliner to get a little bit of a flick was suggested quite a lot for people with almond eyes, and I have actually been wanting to try the Bobbi Brown Pot gel eyeliner for quite some time. So I did buy that in a brown shade. It's lovely. I'm not quite there yet with my technique, but I'm getting there, and it's a really lovely product. So that is the one that I have. Mascara next, had a goal of 2. Don't know why I need 2, because I only have ever used 1 at a time. Had 3 at the start of the year, 2 at the 2 previous check-ins, and I've now just got 1. It's the Yves Saint Laurent Lash Clash. I've got it on today. It's all right, but it will smudge, so I wouldn't repurchase it, and it is a bit messy as well to use. Eyebrows, had a goal of 1, and I had 3 at the beginning of the year, 2 at the previous 2 check-ins, and I am actually now down to 1, and I have been saying that I do just want to have a tinted brow gel. I was using a clear brow gel and a brow pencil. I decluttered the brow pencil in my last video because I felt like it was too heavy, and today I've just got on the clear brow gel, and I feel like that's all I need. So I don't think that I will buy tinted brow gel. I think I'll just stick with the clear brow gel, and then when I get my eyebrows waxed next, I'll ask them to tint them and then see how that looks. If that looks a little bit heavy, I won't do that again, and I'll just stick with the clear brow gel. But yeah, down to 1, down to that goal. On to lips now. Another category that doesn't exist anymore in my collection is lip balm. I had a goal of 2, and I've had 2 throughout the whole of this year, but I'm now down to 0 because I've used up 2 of them, but then I've decluttered the other one, which was the e.l.f. Hydrating Core Lip Shine. I decluttered that one in my last video as well, so I'm now down to 0. Technically that's not correct because I have Vaseline. I put Vaseline on before I go to bed, but it's one of those big tubs and it just lives in the bathroom, so it's something that, you know, me and my partner can use. He doesn't use it that often, but I don't consider it a makeup product that I own, so there does exist a lip balm within this flat, but yeah, I've just not put it in my inventory. So anyway, next is lip liners. This one has changed quite a bit this year. I had a goal of 5, I'm currently at my goal, but I started off the year on 10, then went down to 8, then went down to 6. The 5 that I own, 3 of them are from House of Colour. I've got a maple one, which is what I have on at the moment. It's a very warm tone brown and it's lovely. Next is a Russet, which is my Rust lip liner. Then I've got a Deep Coral, which is a vibrant bright red lip liner shade. I've then got MAC in the shade Chicory, which is a more muted, warm toned red lip liner. So where I've got lots of different red lipsticks, I've got some that are more bright and some that are more toned down. I do actually need both lip liners depending on which shade of lipstick I'm wearing. And then I've got the NYX lip liner in Natural, which is a muted, warm toned pink, which is lovely. Love that one. So I am at my goal for lip liners, but I do have my eye on a couple of other lip liners. Not sure when I'm gonna bite the bullet and buy those, but yeah, I'm currently at my goal. Okay, next is lipstick. I'm over my goal. That doesn't surprise me. I love lipstick. It is just the makeup category that I like having a lot of items. I like having lots of different colours and shades and formulations. So I have no problem with this being over my goal of 14. So At the start of the year and the next check-in, I had 13. Then I went up to 16 at the previous check-in, still at 16. I have decluttered a number of them though, and I decluttered 2 in my previous video, but then I did buy 2 recently. I'm going to speak about those in my next video, which is the makeup items that I've purchased this year. But I have some House of Colour ones, I've got an Estee Lauder one, MAC one, Hourglass, Merit, Clinique, and I really love playing about with lots of different lipsticks. These are the products that really do tempt me. Not tempted by things like contour products or eyebrow products, concealers so much. It's lipsticks. Lipsticks are the item that I just find it very easy to keep buying. But despite being over my goal, I'm not really bothered. Okay, lip glosses, I'm over my goal, but I don't know why I even set a goal of 2. I think that was very much a foolish thing to do. I did have 3 at the start of the year though. I then went up to 8, down to 7, now down to 6. So I have the 5 suggested colours from House of Colour. I've got a warm apricot, coral, paprika, which is a bright red, copper, which is great for this time of year, and then a rust shade. So I've got all 5 suggested shades from House of Colour, and I love all of them. They're all really beautiful lip glosses. And then I've got a clear one. But I have used up 3 this year. I've used up 2 Kiko ones and a Vive one. So despite me being over my goal, this is a category that I can quite easily control because I find it so easy to use up lip glosses. So again, this is one that doesn't bother me that I'm over my goal with. And then lastly is liquid lipstick. I've currently got 2, had a goal of 2, and I had 2 at the previous check-in. I've both by House of Colour. One is in a warm toned nude pink, which is great for everyday wear, and then I've got a burnt orange shade, a terracotta shade, which is lovely for the autumn months. So very happy with those. Oh no, sorry, not the last category, setting spray. I had 2 at all of the previous check-ins, but I'm now down to 1 and I've got a goal of 1. Don't feel the need to have more than 1 setting spray, and it's the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray, one of my holy grail products. Okay, so in terms of like overall numbers, if I stuck to the goals that I had set for all of the different categories, that would mean that I would have 86 products. At the start of the year, I had 99. At the April check-in, I had 94. At the halfway through the year check-in, I'd gone down to 88. And I'm now down to 72. So now quite a number of those are through declutters, but I have used up quite a few project plan items as well, but then I have bought a few items as well, despite saying that I'm on a replacement only no buy, but I am going to discuss that actually in my next video. But down to 72 items, I think a lot of these categories are looking really good. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 categories where I am over my goal. I'm over my goal with foundations, but I'm panning 2 of them, and I will need to start panning a 3rd one. So I'm hoping to halve that number within the next like 6 months. Colour corrector, I've got 2 and I've had a goal of 1, but I've explained that, you know, I just wanted to try the other formulation of that product. Blusher, I'm at 6 and I've got a goal of 5, but I'm panning 3 of them, so hopefully I'm going to halve this category soon as well. Lipsticks, I'm over by 2. Lip glosses, I'm over by 4, but I don't really care about that because, like I say, I like having lots of lip products and I don't feel like I have more than I need to, especially because I have decluttered some lipstick products recently, so I know that I just like all of the ones that are left. So I'm happy with that. So that is how my makeup inventory is looking at the 3rd quarter of the year. So I hope you found that really interesting. I love watching inventory videos. I like to kind of see what categories people have lots of or not so much of, and I like to kind of compare the numbers to my own numbers as well. So I hope you found that one really interesting. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. Please also let me know if you keep track of your inventory as well and how does it compare to mine. So thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you again very soon for my makeup purchases for quarter 3. See you soon. Bye.